Good afternoon, what good evening, family and friends. We are here today. It's right now. It's just me and T. Right here, we're going to talk about a great topic today. It's positive criticism and negative criticism, and of course, we're going to let the lady start. Um, this is this is real. This is real. This for me, it's real interesting because since I start this, it's like it's been a lot of like jaw dropping, a lot of talking. So, I wanted to
Comment,
see what you think, comments, and all the other types of
opinions,
stuff. What'd you say?
that's opinions.
Yeah. But so I wanted to talk about that, positive criticism and negative criticism. What do you think about that?
I mean, you know, people are going to say what they say, and I like to accept them as they are, even if it's positive or negative. But recognizing that whatever it is, if it's positive or negative, I take it with a grain of salt. You know, you have to take what they say and let it apply into your psyche if it really should be something that is for you. And so listening to people's opinions and what you should do and this and that, it's all good. But sometimes it's not the right thing. It's not meant for you. So I like to just listen to people, even if it's criticism. I mean, I like criticism, don't get me wrong. I don't get enough criticism. That's something that I would like. Being on the show, I don't even have a problem with it. Like people saying something about what I say. Like, say whatever it is. Like, if you feel that I'm wrong, if you don't like the way I do such and such, say it. Because I let you be you and I accept you as you are and roll with the punches. I don't like to sit up here and be like, oh, clutching my pearls. I can't do. I don't get me wrong, I have done that in the past, but I'm so older, like I don't even have time for it. So it's all about maturity, I guess. How you take criticism and you apply it in your life. So that's how I see it.
Now, all right, how do you receive the negative criticism though? Tell me, like, how do you determine whether it's positive or negative? Because everybody's gonna always have something to say. So how do you say what's positive and negative when someone's saying something to you?
I usually
How do you?
I usually have a response. Like, if somebody's saying something that's completely off the charts of what I believe or what I think, I usually say something. I have a retort. I say something back and make them respond back to me. So it's like a dialogue back and forth of whatever it is that criticism was all about. That's my normal. I'm trying to cut back on that because I'm quick with it and I come off as aggressive, or I come off as a snob or whatever. I've heard it. I've heard criticism plenty of times. And so I'm trying to be more like kind of keeping my thoughts to myself. This is me now, okay? Me trying to be something else where I just hear it and be like, and I'll say this. This is my thing, my little comment. You think? That's a question. Like, you think? Whatever they say, if it's negative or positive, you think? And I let it be. But me, normally, I guess I'm a debater. People said it in the past. I used to love to debate. I don't think it's that. I just believe in what I believe. And if it's not meant for you to say whatever you say, I'm gonna have a response back. And I'm trying not to be that way. I feel like that for a woman especially. Oh, and being black, oh, they just gonna be like, oh, just a black bitch. Whatever they think. And then, so I'm
So
trying to be better.
okay, so look, give me an example of a negative criticism that you received in your adulthood.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know if it's negative. If I can say anything negative. Oh, what I took it as positive. That's my point. Like what I
Like give us
thought.
like give me
Okay,
give me
give
an
me
example. What you taught?
that. Yeah, because I'm gonna have to think about that. And like I said, I don't get criticism that much, so I really need to think about it. So let me come back to that. Okay, let me think about it, and I will. Because
Okay,
I
so
don't get that much. Mm.
so what is that? What are some examples you have for us for positive criticism?
Mm, You be having these questions like I have to think.
That's what I'm supposed to ask you questions.
Wait, quick on your feet. Positive criticism. Um. Okay, if somebody says that, you know, it would be better if a person washes their clothes a certain color. I am terrible with this. Nothing right now. Like a certain color within, don't mix your colors and your whites and your darks and make it like that. That's a positive criticism. This is terrible. I know this is
Okay,
awful.
so let me
Okay.
help you out. Let me help you out. Let me help you out. Let me help you
Okay.
out. Okay, let me
Okay.
help. All right. So you ever heard somebody ever said something to you about wearing lipstick? I think this color looks better on you.
Mm,
I don't really like pink on your lips because it
yeah,
doesn't do nothing.
I don't get
Huh?
that. I have
So
never really received stuff like that. I don't believe me. Now, I take it. If somebody were to tell me that, I'll probably be like, "Oh, this is for me. This is not about you." Like that's how I would be. That's my quick response. Because now, if it's my man, I might, listen to him, and maybe nah, just my man. There's no other person. But
what
you
about
know,
so it
if I
so
like a color, I'm gonna roll with that color. Even if a person be like, you should try this, it matches your skin. I'll be like, okay, cool. But if they be like, okay, honey, that color is not working for you. You should not do it at all, ever, ever, ever. I'm going to say, please, you're gonna see it on my lips all the time. I'll pucker up. That's how I would be. My response is, I'm not gonna give you what you think is what you like about my life and about my body. I'm going to give you what I like. And then, because of a person that comes like that, where they're kind of like telling you what you should do, because that's really, that criticism where you're being negative and pushing yourself, projecting yourself on them. So, yeah, I'm awful with this. This is like, but I think I take
the,
criticism well, but I don't get it much because I always have a punch. My punches are I'm trying to get better with my punches. Like I don't want to be, punching everybody with my words. Hit them in the mouth. Hit them in the
so
mouth.
so you mean tell me so you said to me that your coworkers don't criticize nothing you do. You just perfect.
It's not perfect. They don't tell me. People do
Why
not
they don't
tell me.
tell you?
I don't
Why they
know.
don't tell you?
I've even told my supervisor. My supervisor knows how well I work. She doesn't have to tell me nothing. And I say to her, like, I really would love some, good feedback, criticism of what I can do better. She has never come to me for it, like anything better. And that makes me feel like I need to, do something different so that I can, have a challenge. Because if I'm doing something and nobody's telling me any type of criticism, there's a problem. I'm too comfortable, or everybody feels like they don't want to tell me. And I feel like that's not my growth.
Are
So
you
this is my
approachable?
life. Yes. But
Are you
see,
approachable?
I'm approachable, but if the other person is afraid to approach me, that's not my fault. I'm not going to
Yeah,
sit
it
up.
is.
My energy is just my energy. I'm not going to try to look. Let me say it like this. Look at it like this. Everybody's energy is a certain way, right? You really can't do much about it. You can't sit up here and act as if like you can like I'm always normally happy. I smile, always have a smile on my face. I don't walk around with a frown. I usually greet people with a smile. If they don't like my energy with a daggone smile and you can't communicate with me, that's not my fault. You get my point?
But are the is your smile genuine? Like you could
Yes.
some people could smile, but they could be like this, hey, how you doing? And then that's it.
Okay.
You don't smile
Okay.
like you
I know
be
what you're
honest,
saying.
be real.
I know
Yeah,
what you're
if
saying.
you
The reason why I say that is because my mother, I'm gonna put her on blast. My mom, we used to
uh-oh.
say to her, we used to say to my mom, fix your face, because she would always look like her face was mean, right? And so my daughter, my oldest daughter, she has the same way, where her face looks like she's mean, and they be like, "What's wrong with you?" And she be like, "It's just my face, but I'm fine." So I get what you're saying. So maybe it could be the way I look, my face. I look at how the people in my life have that way. And so possibly that could be me. But I don't see my face. I feel what's inside me, and I can't fix my face to make another person happy. I put a smile on my face. It's genuine. But if you look at my face and you don't like something about my face, that's your problem, not mine. I can't do much about that, right?
But to be the on a outside looking on the inside, when I see a person, if I see that they not, they always like got this serious man face, I really know I'm not going to talk to them unless they come and talk to me. You see what I'm saying? So maybe that's probably what's going on with you. Like, no, you got this face, and they be like, nah, I'm not saying nothing to Tanika. She might blow up on me. You got
Yeah,
that look, and
yeah,
they
yeah.
right. So because what you're telling me right now is like nobody give you criticism, positive or negative, because they probably look at you and be like,
The
how
way
long you been at your job?
I've had one person in my life that gave me very good criticism that was good for me, and I enjoyed it. One person in my life, and that one person is still in my life. We're good friends, and I love that person. Like, that person gives me good criticism. They've kind of not given me as much. I don't know why, but there has been one person that's been genuine with it, and I appreciate that. So, but no, I do not know, not at work. I don't have that when it comes to my family. I've even said, that one person that gave me good criticism mentioned that, stuff about my life and how people see me. And so that's what made me want to change. So I cannot appease everybody. I cannot do what everybody else needs me to do. When it comes to how I act, how I look, how I speak, how I, my body language, all that stuff. Even when I walk into a room, the people, look at me and judge me. And that's the way criticism could be communicated or not, because you're looking at a body. You know what I mean? So it's so hard, me in this situation and not having criticism. I'm like, I'm all for it. Y'all gonna sit up here and think what you want. What can I say? I can just, laugh at it or be like, I feel you, or something I need to work on. I know my past. I could not deal, and I don't, if it was criticism, I think it was, I could not, yeah, I could possibly say I could not deal with criticism when I was young. And the reason why I say that is because I think about how people told me what they thought I was or a certain way, but my heart wasn't that way. And so I didn't take it well. My intentions weren't that way. I didn't take it well because they thought of me as something that I really wasn't trying to be or portray to be. So I didn't take criticism well. Now that I'm older, I feel like I'm able to deal with criticism because it's just people have their opinion. And maybe because it's maturity. Like I said, maturity might have a lot to do with it. Don't you think? What are your thoughts on it?
I was just getting ready to chime in, and I want to know if a person like that criticizes you, like let's say your coworkers, if they not in your everyday life, right? What are they really criticizing? Are they criticizing your work, your personality, how you dress? So where's the criticism coming from? What type of place is it coming from? So you understand what I'm saying? Is it coming from a cool place? Is it coming from a heartfelt place? Is it coming from love, or is it coming from some encouragement? You know what I'm saying? So you got to look at when someone giving you a criticism, you got to really know that person. And if you don't know that person, you got to have a conversation with this person more than once to understand where that criticism is coming from. You know what I'm saying? And being a chef, I sometimes people criticize my food, and I already know to receive it in a positive way or the negative way. I can receive it in either way. You know what I'm saying? But it depends on the person that's criticizing it. You know what I'm saying? If it's family members, I can
Mhm.
receive it better versus somebody that don't know me and they're not even trying to support me or encourage me. They just like, what, I just didn't like it. And if I ask them why didn't you like it, and they can't give me a reason, and some people are like that. Some people are stubborn. So you got to understand that when you talk about criticism, you got to know the person that's criticizing. You know what I'm saying? Because if another chef is criticizing my food, no matter what, even if they don't like me, I'm going to receive it in a positive way, because guess what? I'm trying to elevate my craft. I'm trying to, perfect my craft. So if I'm trying to perfect my craft, if the chef is um, critiquing my food, give me some type of criticism, even if it's negative, I'm gonna take it, because guess what? Only thing he's going to do is put more fuel in my tank to make me better and work at it better. You understand what I'm saying? So that's what I mean by your coworkers. See what I'm saying? How they
And I
see you. You know, huh?
that's a good example about the food. Yeah, about your food, and that's a good example. Like, okay, you mentioned about food is a preparation of how you use all your ingredients. I get that. I complete, and I get criticized about my food, so I can say that's one thing. When I cook, whoever's eating it will tell me what they don't like or what they do if I did too much or something. So yeah, I get criticized on food, I can say that. When it comes to the work though, that's different. Work is different.
but yo, now watch this. Your work ethic too. You know what I'm saying? If they see you a hard worker, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? They see you always grinding. They really
Mhm.
might not say much if you don't need no room. If you everybody needs room for, for growth and make themselves better. But if they don't see that, they probably won't criticize you on that. You know what I'm saying? Let's go outside of work, and let's talk about family members. Do family members criticize you? Huh?
It's been a long time since I've had that in my life, honestly.
And now
Uh,
watch this. The criticism that comes from your family, can it be positive in a way where you can grow from that, and where God will use them to make you better?
Sometimes,
You
because
know what I'm saying?
family
And then
it's hard to, hear family sometimes, because family, we look at them differently and we see their
no,
past, we see mistakes and stuff, so it's hard for us to take what they say as serious sometimes.
because you know why? You know why it's hard? It's hard, and that's just it's real. It's being real. It's because of us being in judgment. We're judging a person based on how they live, where they're coming from, and it's like, how you going to tell me to do something you're not even living right? You ain't doing X, Y, and Z. How can you come in? But we got to be mindful, because sometimes, God can use anybody to come and shed some light on how we move it. You know
Right.
what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But
But
but but we
go.
also got to remember the place that is coming from, the source that is coming from. Because listen, some people are just going to talk. You know what I'm saying? And that's all they're going to do. I'm like this: a person that criticizes, right, whether it be positive or negative, it's like, if they don't have nothing positive to say in the spite of their criticism, then me personally, I really could care less about what they say.
I agree. I agree.
You know what
But
I'm
because
saying?
that's how you know. That's how you know they have
Exactly.
nothing but negative.
Exactly. Not even not negative. There's nothing positive that they're saying. You know what I'm saying? They're just
So
telling you, huh?
good. They're telling you
They,
neutral, no negative, positive. You wouldn't put it in a negative, positive way. Is the criticism good for you, or is it something that's just garbage?
it,
Because
no, you could always receive negative criticism and see, can you apply it to your life. But far as, really taking it and saying, thank you for that, or you really can't, you could dispose of it. You know what I mean? It goes in one ear and one out and out the other. You know what I mean? You got to think about it. Like I said, you got to realize who's telling you, who's criticizing you. You know what I'm saying? Do you have a connection with that person? Because, like I said, a stranger is criticizing something that I did. Their criticism really don't stand or make me feel sad or bad, because that person could be, you know, just a person who likes to complain, who likes to just say, you know what, I don't like it no matter what. I think the family and friends hold a greater standard, or if they're real friends and your family that's close to you, when
I
they
don't,
criticize, huh?
I don't, I don't agree.
A- Agree with what?
I don't think that the family and friends have more. I mean, they can give you deeper, understanding of what they see in you, But sometimes a random person can give you the best criticism because they don't know nothing about you. And I think those are the best. You know,
Okay, give me if you said that, give me an example, please.
like, okay, like, I like dealing with business stuff. Like, and
Okay.
you're an entrepreneur, right? And you started a business, and you explain your business. What are you gonna do? How you're starting your startup and everything, and then they criticize the process and say that doesn't make sense to do the process in the steps and the orders that you're taking. It's better to do it A, B, C, D, E this way. And when you hear it, that criticism makes you see quickly that what you did made a little bit of a difference, or it made it, complicated the way you did it. And the way he said it or she said it as your criticism, you could see that it actually makes sense because they
Yeah.
just don't know you, but they're telling you the process of how it could have been better for you.
All right. Is that criticism or is that advice? I think that's more advice.
Okay, okay. What is advice? Is advice not still in the
Not
realm of criticism? I
not
mean,
because you
you're
look.
analyzing, and advice is still analytical. You're still being advising or being analytical about whatever it is that you're advising on. You have to be analytical when it comes to advising, so, and I think
Right, advice.
criticism, right, and I think criticism is also being analytical to, say what type of you're giving. Okay, no, I know what you're saying. It does seem the same, a little bit different, but criticism and advice are the same to me. We might have to look at the definition. So you know how we like looking up words.
You said criticism and advice are the same.
Kinda, right?
Uh, nah, what you want me to look it up?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. It says for advice is recommendation regarding a decision or course of conduct. So okay,
Criticism is a critique.
it is a
But go ahead.
critique.
But look up the word criticism.
Okay, critic. That's what I'm getting. I'm not getting criticism, but it says one who engages often professionally in the analysis, evaluation, or appreciation of works of art or artistic performances.
See, it's a little different.
It's a little
Giving
different.
advice,
Yeah.
giving advice, and because look,
It's like you're giving counsel to a person, but that's not. I'm saying it's after
here,
the fact. But I
look,
was
I get,
did the
yeah.
process is after the fact. So it was a critique. It was a critique on what they did, the performance of how they did it after the fact. That was
All right,
my example.
here I got one for you, so you can, so you look, you can look at the two and say they're different. Here it is. I'm in a cooking show. They say, Dennis, you were cutting your carrots. Look, you were cutting your carrots too slow. If you turn your finger like a certain way, you can cut faster and be more efficient. If you stop cutting like that, you could be more faster and efficient. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I didn't like the way you cut your carrots. So if you do it like this, that could be better. I mean, you could cut the other way, but I really didn't like the way you cut it because look how your cut is. If you cut it a little shorter, you would have had a better angle. You know what I'm saying? See how I said I critiqued it. I didn't give him advice. I said, look, see, that's why see how I'm talking. That's why it came out that way. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because you had your hand all crooked and sloppy. You look sloppy when you was cooking, Dennis. You gotta look more neater. You gotta come in. You gotta come in the kitchen with your beard neater. If your beard's not needed, you gotta have you know a hairnet on. Come on, you coming in here looking sloppy.
Is that still criticism?
Of course, because
Okay.
he
What's
could they
advice?
could have. Huh?
Give the example
I,
of advice. That's
I,
not advice, though, right?
no. Then here's advice. Dennis, listen. I'm gonna give you some advice. I'm gonna use the word advice.
You can't use the word advice.
All right, so don't. Okay, all right. Don't use the word advice.
Okay.
You will present yourself better when you wear an apron when you're going out to the guest. So the purpose of you wearing an apron, you look more presentable versus not wearing an apron when you showing food. You got food all on your jacket. So wear an apron. It looks better. I think you should wear an apron. It looks better on you, and you look more professional. You look more professional.
That's the same.
No, I didn't. Look. You said it's the same thing, but look, huh?
But look,
all right, hold on. Fred came in here. Fred came in. Look, let's ask Fred. Let's see. Let's jump him in. Not that we ain't double teaming you or nothing like that. We're gonna jump him in. Hey, Fred.
Yeah.
Can you hear me, Fred?
I can hear you.
All right. So, Fred, we talk about criticism and advice, right? So let give us an example of criticism, whether it be positive or negative. Let's go over there first, right? And she want to know, is criticism and advice the same?
It could be. It depends. Like the other day. Yeah, like the other day I was playing basketball. I play ball, and this kid was shooting these far ass jump shots. I'm like, yo, what the fuck you shooting these far ass jump shots for? We about to lose the fucking game, right? So I said, yo, I try to give him positive criticism, like, yo, come in, get closer, you can make a jump shot, help us out. It'd be better than you shooting far away jump shot. He took it as a negative, like, nah, man, no, we trying to win the game. It's just positive criticism to come back, come closer, you can make that jump shot. Whereas he took it as negative. So it depends how you take it. But it could be a positive, because I was giving him advice to come closer. Still shoot the jump shot, but come closer. Instead of shooting at half court, like you used to do back in the day.
And I make him.
His little short ass trying to shoot jump shots.
You made it, right?
Hey, look. You know I did. They were like, "Bye." Oh, but don't let him shoot. That's all they said. Don't let him shoot. Don't let him shoot.
He can't. Tanika, he like 5'3", right? He a dwarf, right?
He's not
5'3". Yo,
hey, Tanika, he always try to D me, and he get that jump shot right. Hit me in my stomach, hit my hand. No, don't hit my head.
I can't hit you in your stomach. I hit you in your head. Your head is different. I'll never hit your stomach because you're too short.
I shoot that thing. He's like, "Oh man, stop doing that, man." But no, for real though. So you saying advice and criticism the same thing?
It could be the same thing. It could be the same thing.
No, I get it. Listening to y'all, let me say this real quick.
Right.
I think advice is, when I read the definition, it said counsel. So when you're giving counsel, is an instruction on like how to do something. Criticism is you're paying attention to somebody and you notice what they do and you're critiquing it by saying, you need to do it this way instead, to do it better. That is criticism. You're in the process or you've seen the process. But when advice is like, you need to know what to do, or you're asking for some type of counsel to know how to be or do things. That's what I think advice is.
So you're saying is not asking, but can you just give your positive criticism?
Yeah, I mean, definitely.
Yeah.
Criticism should be given at all times. Definitely.
Right. Like we
so
talking about. You can't give a colleague advice on something that you know nothing about. Like for instance, if you work next to somebody, right? And let's say they having relationship problems. You can't give them no advice. You don't know nothing about them. But if you look at them and see how they work, you could criticize how they work. You know what I'm saying? But if you know nothing about them, how can you give them advice on something that you know nothing about? Like for instance, like you said, the dude that's shooting the jump shots. You how you gonna give him advice? He like, man, you can't even shoot better than me. How you gonna give me advice on something that you can't even do better than me? I'm just saying that's how you might think. So how can you give somebody advice if you're not doing something better than that person?
Well, you don't actually have to do better than a person. Like a coach. Okay. Coach can't shoot better than Steph Curry, but he gives them advice.
Oh.
Look, Steph Curry's the best shooter in the NBA, right?
Right.
Okay,
But
so if I'm coaching Steph Curry, I say, yo, bring it in closer. He's gonna have to listen to me because I can't shoot better than Steph Curry, but I can tell him where your jump shots can be located at and where you can make it.
all right,
So that's a
but
coach.
hold on. Now that's a great example that you use. Know why? Because the coaches that are coaching these NBA players, they have played, almost played in. Matter of fact, I think all of them played in the NBA.
But not
So, huh?
not as good as the
But you know,
like
hey Fred, no, but listen, to get into the NBA, right? There's a certain talent that you have to have. So he
right,
can advise him. Look, he can, like you said, he can advise him because he know how to shoot the ball correctly. Not he was so he don't so Curry has gotten that way because of his practice. But a coach can come in and say, listen, spread your fingers, arch your arm, release. He could teach him that. He could show him that. And then he could say,
yeah,
look, you take 2 steps in, guess what? Let the shot come in. Then once it starts flowing, then step back. He can tell him that because he can advise him on something that he knows how to do it. He knows the fundamentals of it. And so he can,
right. But that don't mean he's better. That don't mean he's better. You said
okay,
better.
So I retract that word better, but it's advice that he could give because guess what? He knows how to do it. He know the fundamentals of it. That's like me.
Right.
Somebody can't tell me how to be a chef if they never cooked in their
Right.
life. They can't tell me that because there are techniques that they don't know nothing about. So he can't even give me advice on chef, and he don't know what he doing.
But the owner can give you advice if he owns the place. He can be like, yo, this is how I want my dishes look. You're gonna have to change it up. You could be the chef, but he could be the owner.
Yeah, he could be the owner. You know, he gonna tell me, listen, all I want my plates to look like this. That's not advice. That's a demand. He said, look, this is what I want my plates to look like. That's a demand. So that a demand that person that's paying me demands for me to do it like that. I got to do it like that. See what I'm saying? So it's not advice.
Right.
He said, look, this is what I want. You got it.
But it could be like if he said add a little add something to
Paprika.
it. He's giving advice. Paprika, yeah, add some paprika to it. That's advice.
No,
it could be. That's what I'm saying.
They ain't no advice. Go ahead, T. That's advice. He said, listen, I want you to add. Look, I want you to add some paprika. Look, where's that advice at? He said, look, add some paprika to it. Okay.
Like what I mean is like he gonna be like, the food is good, but add some paprika to it to make it taste a little bit better. You're gonna be like, what? You the chef. But he wants his food to have a different taste to it.
So now look what you just said. Look, he say add some paprika. I say Bob, listen, paprika.
Bob, why gotta be Bob? Why can't it be Derek? Why gotta be white? Why Bob? Why gotta be Bob? This is a black owned restaurant. This is a black owned restaurant, man.
Oh, it's nobody black named Bob.
Yeah, nah, I never met a dude. I never met a black named Bob, man.
Hey, yo, I'm saying, what is this dude? But look, I have the power to say to him. I said, look, we put this on there, man. It's going to change the flavor. It's going to change the color, and then it's up for him to say the advice that I gave him. Right. He can say
that's advice.
He can say, look, I'm advising him. I said, look, if you want me to put that in, I'll put it, but I don't think you should because it's going to change the color of the food. Now, if he say, look, just put it on it, I'm putting on it. See, I advised him. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So he
right.
See, I can give that advice because as a chef, I know it's not going to work. But if he say, you know what, I don't care, put it on there. It's going on there.
Okay.
See what I'm saying?
Look, so critiquing, going back to the basketball example, you know, when you have a player and the coach, if the coach sits down with the player and they look at the playback of how they play, the style, their technique, what they're doing every time a certain person comes to them in their defense, offense, whatever, and the coach says, you do this right here, you need to do this better, that's considered critiquing. Do we agree with that?
Right.
Of course. Yeah, that's critique. Yeah, that's what critique is.
But is that advice too?
It could be.
No.
Okay.
What?
It could be because it still has the advice, and that's what I was telling him earlier. I think that advice and critique are kind of like the same. They're kind of like connected. I mean, yes, they're different, but it is connected because it's like you are giving advice when you're critiquing somebody. Because
that's true. She's right.
Right.
Hey, so hey Fred, look, watch this, Fred. Look, we playing basketball, and I tell you what. Look, watch this. If I tell you, I say, Fred, I want you to go over the pick, right?
Mm-hmm.
If you don't know what that means, how can you give me advice? You got to know it, and you know what it means, right? I know you know what it means.
I know what it means.
Right. So the person that's giving, you know, the advice. See,
well, then this is what you could do. You could show him how to go over the pick. So you advising him to go over that pick. So once he started learning that was great advice. You critique him and you get great advice. So it's the same thing.
It could very
you
like
stuttering,
I said, you know
man.
what? I'm not because you know what? I want to make sure that I say this clearly. What it is it's how you say it. That's the most important
That's
thing.
true. I could go with that. That's how you say it too.
When you say, you know, because a critique is, like I said, it's a certain way how you present it. Advice is something how you present it. To receive it as advice, you know what I'm saying, and then receive it as critique. You could tell a person, look, don't do it that way because it ain't working. They like, what you mean it ain't working? I'm making all these shots. I'm 30 for 60. It's working. I'm making it.
Right,
bro. It's not working. You 30 for 60. Stop doing it like that. You see what I'm saying?
Right. But then that's but it's the same though. You're giving advice and critiquing.
Watch this. Look, I critique the person, right? But now watch this. If I say, hey, Fred, all you gotta do is step back a little bit, right? Relax, then release. See how I presented it to you? I said, instead of saying, yo, it's not working, stop doing that, bro. You keep shooting the ball like that, stop doing it like that. But now if I come to you, I said, look, if you step back a little bit, right? And relax some, then come up to the ball and then shoot.
And
relax
you could add like say something like it would be better if you tried this, or that's those little parts that help.
Mm-hmm. And that's two demeanors though, because some people be mad at you but still love you, like, you know what I'm saying? That's two demeanors the way you said it. So it could be two advices just in a different way. That's all it is. It's two advices, the same thing. Some people talk, but it's the way that people speak to you.
Yep.
So it doesn't matter. It's still critiquing and advice at the same time.
So it's about how we take it.
Like I could be mad at my son, like, motherfucker. I could be like, motherfucker, you did that. You do that shit the right way. Stop playing. And then I could be like, hey, son, do it this way. And it's still the same shit.
Yep.
Do you agree?
Yeah. Because
it's how you say.
It's how you say it could be the same way. I could be mad at you and say some bullshit to you, and then say it's nice to you. Still the same shit.
But what happens when you?
It's just how you take it. It's just how you take it.
Right.
It's just how you take it. That's all.
You saying something aggressive versus saying something calm. You think you're gonna receive it the same way?
It depends. Some people like aggressiveness. They want to be like, how some coaches be aggressive. You had coaches that be aggressive. That coach that was aggressive?
But right. So look, yeah, you got a coach that is aggressive, but you and when somebody's speaking to you aggressively, you don't receive it in a nice way. You like, man, who you yelling at? Stop yelling at me, man. I don't want to hear all that. And you going, no, but once listening. You know what I'm saying? That's like in a relationship.
But once you get to learn the person, you'll know. Once you get to learn the person, you understand how they speak, how they talk to you, and how you understand it. Once you learn a person, like your wife could be mad at you every single day, but she just like that all the time. You know what I'm saying? You can take it any way you want. Do you agree with that? Nah, you want the softness. You want the nice softness. Like, all right, I'm gonna give you a nice example. Your girl be like, hey, baby, I want you to eat and all this other stuff. You're like, oh my God. You're gonna be like, yeah. And then she say nice, baby, please touch me here or touch me there. You're gonna feel it. You're still gonna be the same. You're still gonna get that aggressiveness and that softness at the same time. No,
listen. I got one for you. Look, my father used to say to me, "You get more bees with honey than vinegar." You know what that means? Okay. Right? Mm-hmm. You know what that means? What that mean?
I know what you mean. You get more bees than honey by being sweet. Okay.
There, there you go. Versus a person that's just like, yo, give it to me right now. Beat it up. No, you didn't. Come on.
You don't like, you
Stop.
don't turn you on? That don't get you excited? That gets me pumped. No?
Everybody's
He's a
different.
ramble.
I know, but because like some girls, sometimes you gotta figure, like some girls, they want it nice and delicate. Some girls want it rough and it turns both. It both turns on. So it's like it doesn't matter. It depends how you take it. Like my coaches used to be mad. Like they always be on me, Fred. That's how I got better.
Yeah.
When they so soft, you like shoot the ball this way, okay? And you're gonna be like, oh shit, what the fuck with this motherfucker? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. That's how when my daughter was playing basketball and we would travel, I would be up in the stands yelling and saying,
Yelling, right?
yeah, I would be say blah blah blah. I would say stuff to her, and I would do it all the time. And then one day I stopped for whatever reason, and she was like, "Mommy, why did you stop? I'm not playing well when I don't hear you." And I'd be aggressive with her, telling her, shoot the ball, block whatever, and she
Yeah,
appreciated that, and I was
that pumps you up. It's just like basketball teams. When the crowd is going, defense, defense. Now, if the crowd was quiet, the player's gonna be like, okay, nobody's saying nothing. Now you got that pump, defense. Now they like into it. They like, they getting tough. So it depends how you take it.
Yeah. But
It depends how you take it.
Circumstances too. It depends on the circumstances and
Yeah.
who it is and what's being said in the situation. So, but I mean, I know what you're saying, Chef. I know that you're looking at it as, the person that says it aggressively, it's not really received. But for real, sometimes you have to ignore the aggressive behavior of a person because that's just who they are. They're just aggressive. They can't help themselves. They've always been like that. So if you can just push that to the side and be like, try to come back with a little bit of aggressiveness yourself. You might need to give them a little bit of what they give. It helps.
Yep.
It can be good for both of the relationship.
Like even like girls, when the girls work out, they be like, they meet that trainer that's aggressive. That makes them work out. Some girls be just sitting there like, all right, this trainer boring. Now the trainer like, let's go. Now you pumped up. Now you're pushing yourself more than what you're not pushing yourself.
That's motivation.
That's what advice.
Motivation.
That's aggressive. Motivation falls into advice. Motivation falls into like everything. So it's good. I'd rather be aggressive than not aggressive. Yeah, I know you'd rather be aggressive than not aggressive. I know Tanika rather be aggressive than not aggressive.
Oh no, because it was so funny. I was about to say, I'm trying not to be aggressive. I want to be a little bit more delicate because I'm always aggressive. So that's my new way. I'm trying.
But that might not be you. You know what I'm saying? You might be that aggressive person.
But I want to be able to, switch it on and off. You know what I'm saying? So I need to learn how to be less aggressive in ways that I can, communicate with all types of people. Because my aggressiveness can be so much that people, they're turned off. They don't communicate with me. And I understand, because I look aggressive, I guess. We were talking about that earlier, right?
Oh, yeah, that could be too. But that's where how you learn to do things. But it's hard to be that switch it off. It's like you like even like when you're around certain people, like you talk, yo, that smashed that shit last night, but now you go around a white person, like, we had a little sex last night, sir. You know what I'm saying? So you could flip it. And that's how people talk. You gotta around your surroundings. Be how you is around your surroundings. But what you want to say, Chef? What you want to say, Chef?
Huh?
Because you sitting back. What you want to say?
I'm listening to y'all. Just listen to y'all talk. I said, look, man, listen. I've had my experience with being aggressive versus being calm. I get better response with being calm and collective. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
People receive me better. They listen to me better versus me being aggressive and like loud and nah, they listen.
But you started off like that as a kid, right? You said I remember you said you started off as aggressive when you were a kid. Like you've always kind of been the aggressive as a kid, right? So you started off that way.
Yep.
Yeah.
Let me ask you this
And I
question.
got into look, and my aggressive got me in trouble a lot.
Depends
Go
what
ahead,
you
Fred.
did. Like even like when you're kids
Nah, just
and they got the light on all fucking night. Like, yo, turn that damn light off. And then if you say, hey kids, turn the light off, please. You know, they might
no.
keep that light on all day.
Hey, Fred, how you say it? Look, why'd you go in the room? You say, son, can you cut the light off? Because listen, you ain't paying the bills. I'm paying the bills.
That's
You want to start
aggressiveness,
working
though.
right now? Nah,
That's
that's not aggressive. I
aggressiveness.
said, look,
That is aggressive. You talking about go pay some damn bills? Like, you
I
know
didn't
what?
I didn't say no. I didn't say damn. I said, listen, cut those lights off. I'm the one paying the bills. You're not paying the bills. If you want to pay the bills, you can keep the lights on all you want. You go out there and work and pay the bills.
You don't think that's aggressive a little bit? That's
Not
a little
No.
aggressive.
Not a little bit. You had to remind him that he does not have a job and he's not
Yeah, that's aggressive. That's like that's
and
insulting.
He ain't got no
Man,
say.
hey, look, that don't got no word. There ain't no way in shape and form aggressive.
That is aggressive, though. If you think about it,
No,
if you think about it, it's aggressive.
It is. I agree.
this aggressive.
Because look,
This
Tanika,
aggressive. Go in there and cut them damn lights off. That's aggressive.
that's just that's a little bit of extra.
I'd rather you say that.
No.
I'd rather you say that than the nice version. I'd
Look,
rather
Fred
say
want to be
the
aggressive. Fred want to be aggressive. See, I ain't being that way, Fred.
no, you just was aggressive to your kid.
That ain't,
Just was a,
that ain't aggressive. Stop it.
look, me and Tanika on the same page.
Yeah.
She
so
agreed that was aggressive.
Let me say this. The reason why it's aggressive is because you're sitting up here telling him, reminding him, you ain't got no say up in this house because you don't pay no damn bills.
Yes.
That's not no. Look, don't put no.
I did not say which you basically said that in an underhanded way. It's an underlying way of telling him that he ain't paying no bills, he ain't got no say, and he needs to turn that light off.
Yeah, that was aggressive.
Hold up, listen. No words that I use was a form of aggression. All right. No words.
Okay, we'll say passive aggressive.
No passive because I said, listen, son, I gave him an option. I said, son, if you want to keep the lights on all night, you can go and pay it. You can go work right now and pay the bills. If you don't want to work right now, cut the lights off.
And the kid is only 12 years old. How the hell you gonna get a job, nigga?
Okay, so he got listen. So he know he can't get a job. He gonna cut the lights off.
So that's aggressive. That's aggressiveness.
We're gonna say passive aggressive.
Yo, me and her on the same page.
Okay, hold on. Well, since you said it's passive aggressive, let's look what passive aggressive means. Let's look it up. Since you said it, let's look it up.
Oh,
yeah, that's right. Yeah, no, you said it. So let's see what a passive aggressive.
I gave you the example. I mean,
yeah. Well, let's see what it says.
Well, Dennis gave us the first example of it.
Yes.
Let's go.
When you express negative feelings indirectly instead of openly talking about them.
There you go.
Now,
She said it.
What did I say? Say that again.
You basically said he ain't.
No, read that. No, read that again. Read that again.
Read it again. Okay. It says when you express negative feelings indirectly instead of openly talking about the feelings.
Where is it negatively? Anything that I said negative, because I am the adult. I'm the adult, so guess what? I make the rules. If you break the rules, there's a consequence. Where's the negative? Where's the negative at? If you break, I'd say, listen, if you don't want to cut those lights off, you want to keep them on, go and start working and pay the bills.
And that's where the negative go.
That ain't nothing. Man, stop it, y'all. Stop it.
And the kid is only 12 years old. The kid's only 12 years old.
My dad said, if I don't want to cut these lights on, I gotta go work. So listen, I'm cutting them lights off because I ain't working right now.
You keeping the tradition. That's all it is. And I get it completely.
Yeah,
we just want you to understand. We just want you to understand that it was passively aggressive. That's all.
Yeah. That ain't nothing negative about that.
How many people we got? We got 3 people in here, right?
Yeah.
We got 3 people in here?
No.
2 of us agree on the same thing. 1 doesn't. Are you going to jail?
What is it? Yo, what is this dude? This dude said, "What are you going to jail, man? What is you talking about, bro?
Think about it. I said it's 3 people here. It's like voting. It's like voting. Who becomes the president if you vote? Who gets the more votes, right?
Right.
So then it's 3 people here. 2 people agree on the same thing, that you being passively aggressive. That means we win the vote.
Well, guess what? We talk about 2 people who are aggressive. Who's aggressive?
Yeah. We know.
So we know aggressive when we see it. We know aggressive when we see it.
So guess what? Because you guys say it's aggressive, I'm supposed to believe and say, "Oh yeah, it's aggressive." You better get up out of here.
Hey, look, you did not openly tell your son that.
I did too.
Wait. No. Say this. You should always say, you should turn the lights off at all times when you're not in the room, because I don't want to sit up here and pay bills that you're expressing. You're expressing it freely to him. But you said it in a way where it was like, how did he say? What was his example?
He said, if you ain't paying no damn bills, and I'm paying, and you want to go find a job. At 12 years old, go find a motherfucking job. That's how I took it. Go find a fucking job. You only 12 years old. If you want to pay these bills, because I'm the king of the castle, and that's it. That's basically what you said.
Yeah, that's AT. Now, if you tell me what I said like that, if that ain't what he said negative, yeah, okay. Yeah.
That's basically what you said, though. I'm just giving you an example of how I heard it. You might said it in a nice tone, but you still said the same thing.
Don't change words.
Thank you. Thank you, Tanika.
Okay. That's exactly what they do. That's exactly what they do with the Bible. They change the words up for their liking. Do not do that. I don't do that.
Well, you did. Well, that's what you did.
No, there's no negative words that came out of my mouth.
Get a job. 12 years old. Turn my lights off. You don't pay no bills in here.
Oh God, that's negative. Yeah, okay.
It's not negative, but it is negative to a 12-year-old kid. He can't go out there and find a job. He can't go find an apartment. He can't.
It's hostile.
Yeah, he can find a job at 12. He can find a job at 12.
Where you gonna work at your house?
Newspaper route.
Mopping floors.
They don't even do that anymore.
Right.
Ain't no 12-year-old got no newspaper route.
Right, you're right.
You can mop floors. No,
where at your house? Floors. You can't even get a job till you're 16. You can't even get a job till you're 16.
I own my own business.
Okay, Chef.
I own my own cleaning business.
Chef, I have a question for you.
Yes.
Do you think you take criticism well? Right. You never answered.
Yes.
Oh.
But I say yes.
Okay.
Because you know why? Because the person who give me criticism, they have to know me. And if I take a person, like when I'm at the job at the hotel, and the customer say, "Oh, I didn't like the eggs Benedict," I don't know that person, so they said they didn't like it. I understand that some people may not like a dish. It's not like they come constantly. You know what I'm saying? So if it's a person that come on a regular and I know that person, then I can say, you know what, I might have to make some adjustments. But if a person I don't know and they critique my work, I don't know them, so it really doesn't matter, because guess what? I understand that there's a possibility that one individual might not like it, and that's okay, because guess what? I did what I was supposed to do. It's to the T, and that just somehow it is in the food industry. Some people come in and say, I don't like it, and it's good. Somebody else tastes it, oh, this is wonderful. But that person say it's not good. So, why it's not good? It didn't have enough lemon juice in it. Okay, I did put enough lemon juice in it, but they say it didn't. So, when you're dealing with that type of criticism, yeah. But,
in family, you value family greater when it comes to criticism from family.
When it comes to family, family is a different type. It's a different story. Why? Because I'm not taking criticism from a person that really don't interact with me on a daily basis. Because
why not?
Huh?
Why not?
You said why not? Because a person that don't, like I said, a person that don't deal with you on a daily basis really don't know anything about you. They going based on
your past. We not talking about the present, you know, and the current situation, because you know you grow. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
If they still stuck on 5 years ago and saying you still doing X, Y, and Z, then guess what? That criticism really don't mean anything. You know what I'm
The
saying?
ones that you don't know, you're talking about. The ones that you don't know.
No, I'm talking about
which ones you talking about?
Family. You talking about family?
Okay, it's your family. Because I was gonna say about, say you on one of those chef shows and you don't know that dude, and he said, "Yo, the cake was disgusting." You don't know him, but he said your cake is disgusting. So that's criticism he giving you
No, right. So now what I'm
from a
going to
top
do is
chef.
that's an example, and I'm gonna show you something. Now, is this person that said my stuff was nasty? Is it somebody that's, you know, top tier, bottom, middle? I got to find that out. Now, if I find that out and I realize, I say, oh, you know what, they that's what they specialize in. I got to take that to heart and say, you know what, I got to make this better. I got to do it better. You feel me? So it's about knowing the person that's giving you that criticism. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Knowing
but you don't know these people.
you got to, that person that you don't know, you going to eventually, in the process of me cooking, I will get to know that person. While if I was on the show, you going to get to know that person. You're going to talk with them.
Because you got the person and you got the voters that sit on the show, and they taste the food, and you don't know them. You don't have no background of them, and you just got to make sure your food tastes good.
Exactly. And then when a bunch of people say it's not good, guess what? Now I know I did something wrong.
Okay.
That's a different type of criticism. It's multiple people saying, you know what, this wasn't good, and I did not like it. So X him out. You know what I'm saying? It's multiple people. So now the criticism is it has a valid point. So now I'm like okay, that's I did something wrong. I missed something.
Because it's basically like Shark Tank. You ever saw Shark Tank, y'all?
Yeah.
And how people come with these different things, and some of them say, I'm not going to join it because you have to do this. You got to do this. You haven't been in it long. But that's criticism. But they take it and they use that criticism as advice.
Yeah.
And then they go and factor out.
It's like
so criticism could be
fuel for the tank.
Yeah, so criticism could be advice. Right. So criticism could be advice too. We all just how you take it and make it and do better in life.
You can use that. I feel like you can use it as a stepping stone. I won't say it as advice, well, because I'm like I said, advice is for me is like advice is telling you, all right, you know what, if you do this, it can be better. That's it. You know what I'm saying? It can be. It's not even a critique. It's like if you do this better, it's gonna come out. You're gonna come out on top.
Ain't that criticism though?
You know what? Nah, it's like.
That's criticism.
It's telling you, you know, if you do this, it's gonna make it better.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
So they all hand in hand. Criticism, advice, they all hand in hand.
You don't. All right, look, you shaking your head, Tanika?
I agree. Criticism and advice.
Watch this. Okay, Fred, I got one for you. Y'all rocking on me. Y'all tearing me up, right?
No, we're not rocking on you. We just trying to tell you.
I know you're not. Hold up, watch this. Okay, I got one for you. So here we go. You think so? Y'all think criticism, right, and advice is the same? Y'all think it's the same, right?
Yes, they're similar. Yep.
Okay, watch this. A marriage counsel cannot critique your marriage because they do not know you, but they can advise you on how to have a successful marriage. Also, they can advise you the things not to do, but they cannot tell you, they can't critique your relationship with your wife or your boyfriend or your husband because they don't know how you are in your relationship. They only knowing what you tell them. But see, that's the difference between criticism and advice. Advice is somebody that's giving you something that they're advising you to do, not even knowing you. So they only can give you advice on marital advice, you know what I'm saying, relationship advice, parenting advice, but they cannot critique you as a parent because they don't know how you are as a parent. Now you got me now? They
I'm
cannot
hearing you.
critique you. They can't
Let me
critique you out of being a father because they don't know the things that you do as a father. Don't tell them, look, don't tell them how you are as a father, right? So they cannot critique you as a father because they don't know you.
But you just said,
see, they don't know you, so they cannot critique you as a father. You're in marriage counseling, so they only could talk to you about marriage, and they can give you advice on a successful marriage and things not to do. But guess what? They cannot critique you on being a parent. They can't critique you on being an older brother or sibling. They can't critique you because you know what? They don't know your life. They don't know nothing about you, so they can't critique that. They can't criticize you on being a bad parent. Let's go. Come on, talk me, Tanika. Let's go.
Real quick, Fred. Real quick.
Okay.
They have to know about the relationship to be able to give the advice. You have to, if you are not able to, tell the story of your life. Now, I know what you're trying to say, like, paying attention to the way they do things and their behavior, really critique them. The way you were talking about food being critiqued, in the chef panel type thing. It's not going to be that way. But the people are providing the information about their life. They're giving the, what is going on in their life day to day, and they're having conversations. So, a shrink, a therapist is going to know that, they can give advice based on that. And that is
advice.
But it is critiquing what was told to them. That is what they're hearing.
I agree with her. She's right. Because the marriage counselor have to find out about you to actually give you that advice. So you saying I do this. They're gonna be like, well, don't do that today. Do this today.
Advice.
Only based on you. But they critiquing critiquing. It's the same thing. If you think about critique, it's the same thing as advice. It boils down to the same thing.
Hey, no, we looked at the definition and it didn't say nothing. Hey, look, hold up. Hey, Tanika, go look at advice and look at the synonyms for advice, and then you go look at critique. I guarantee you there's no similarities in either one of them.
Okay.
Synonyms. That means words that's almost similar.
Yep. Okay, synonyms is info, information, intelligence. No, this can't be right. Item, news, story, tidings. I don't know why that says that.
What's that? What is that for? What's that? Hold on. What is that for?
Advice. Maybe this is not a good example. Let me look at it different.
Hey, yo, when you see something that you don't want to say it's right.
Definition of critique.
Yeah, that was awful though. Okay.
Here's the definition of critique. A detailed analysis and assessment of something, especially a literary, philosophical, or political theory.
We heard that.
Fred, look at the synonyms. I heard it too. The synonyms.
Hold on. I'm looking up the definition of a vice. Hold on.
Here's the definition of vice. Immoral or wicked behavior.
Oh, shit. You got me.
What is it?
Now, what you want me to look up again now? What you want me to look up? What you want me to look up?
I don't. You look up. Look, you look up advice. I'm gonna look the synonyms for advice. I'm gonna look up the word criticism and the synonyms for criticism. I got them already right here. So let's see what criticism. Look, evaluation, assessment, examination, appraisal, analysis, judgment, comment, commentary, interpretation, explanation. Now let's look up the synonyms for advice.
Guidance, advising, counseling, help, direction, instruction, information, enlightenment, recommendations.
Now you see the difference?
It's the same though.
You see
Say yours again.
What you see?
Yes.
Say yours again.
Just say yours again.
Say yours again.
Assessment, judgment,
Judgment is
interpretation.
what? Judgment is what? Instruction, right? Judgment
boy,
is what?
Stop playing with me, bro. They ain't no.
It's the same
Look,
thing.
I agree.
Judgment is opinions. You can say opinions is judgment, right? Keep going. Keep saying your thing. Say yours. Say yours again.
Tanika, stop laughing, Tanika. Don't entertain this.
No,
Man, what's wrong with you?
Say yours again.
Yo, Fred, what's wrong with you? Huh?
Say yours again. Say it one more time. Say yours again one more time.
Evaluation, assessment, examination.
What's valuation? Wait, let's go to valuation first. What's valuation?
Evaluation.
Evaluation.
Is that what it says?
It's yes, evaluation.
What is evaluation?
Hey, so evaluation, it depends on what you're talking about, because you're doing an evaluation of your body. So you examine your body, the organs in your body. That's the evaluation. So you telling me judging? Man, stop playing with me, bro. Stop making me get hyper, bro. You gonna sit there and tell me? You gonna sit there and tell me?
It's the same thing. It's similarity.
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah,
it's similarity.
Yeah, I bet you're right. Yeah, I know. Ain't no word up there the same.
They don't have to be the same, but they could be in the same areas, like guidance, counseling, help.
There's nothing up. There's
direction.
Listen, there's nothing here that says direction.
Enlightenment.
Like I said, no enlightenment here.
Okay, what else? Your other words? Say your other words.
Interpretation.
What's interpretation? Observation. That's advising.
Yeah. Boy,
when you advise somebody, you observing too at the same time.
I didn't say no observation.
Guide. Suggestions. Suggestions is the same thing as that too. I'm giving you a suggestion, so you observing.
Hold on, wait. What do a doctor do? They do observations. They do not do suggestions. Observation. Come on.
They don't give you doctor. Wait, come on. Do doctors give you suggestions?
No, they do observations on their patients, and guess what? Now, when they do the observation, they say, "Listen, this is the type of medicine that you need."
So, what is that?
Thank you. That's
advising. That's counseling.
I just gave you the answer right there. First they did an observation on your organs, and after they did the observation, that means that is the work. That's the form of critique. After they critique your body, right now they're going to give you advice. Listen, stop. Seriously, I'm breaking it down for you, Fred. For real. Look, they did an observation, right, on your body. Now they're giving you advice on the medicines to take, the sickness in your body.
That was a good example.
They give you the advice. They're giving you the examples of the things that you need to take. I mean, not an example. The examples of the things you need to take.
And look,
you understand me?
On the thing on the advice,
they're different. Look, they're two different things.
On advice, they got advising. They got guidance. They got facts. They got hints, tips that your doctor will give you. Hey, if you take this medicine, it's helping you. Do you agree?
Hey, Fred. But look, before they give you advice, what do they have to do? A doctor, before he gives you advice, right? What do he have to do? He has to give you an examination.
Right.
An examination is a synonym for critique, criticism.
Okay.
All right. Guess what? They can't give you no advice until they do that examination.
Okay. They can't give you but they will advise you after they check your body.
Look. Hey, Tanika, you ever go fishing?
Yeah.
Get him. Got you. I got you.
He trying to get us after we got him all day, Tanika. We got him all day. He got.
I got the big. Hey, Tanika, I got that big fish. Come here. Got him.
Let him have it. I let him have it. We let him have it. He won one. It's like this is like round 12. Who won the fight after the Tanika? Who won the fight after this? After round 12?
That's the knockout punch right there. That's the knockout punch. Bing,
All
round over. No,
You know, when you
great.
set
This
on
is great,
something, there's no change in your mind. You know that, right?
but not. But hold on. You minutes. I just y'all made me go there, so I had to really
You gave a
explain
good
it.
example,
guys.
but it's still the
You know what I'm
same.
saying?
It's still the same. At the end of the day,
What's
if
the
anybody tell you,
thing?
it's all the same.
Yeah, you gave a good example though, because you basically said you're observing, you're paying attention to the body, you're looking at the body. That's exactly what you have to do to give advice. You have to look, you have to know, you have to examine. That's the same thing, but it's
You
just
gotta
different.
examine. Right.
Yeah, it's different definition though. The definition,
you
but I
gotta
say
All right, but
it still goes together. Critiquing is,
But
I know
remember-
what you're saying when it comes to critiquing, when it comes to food and stuff like that. You gave that example. That was a great example. That is critiquing, but it's also advice too, because advice is what, is kind of like right underneath the critique is advice still. It's
I
like
watch
saying,
it. Look,
Oh, he got another one.
look.
He got another one.
So you still going on with that, right? Okay, I got one for you. Here's another one for you. Listen, if you go to a foot doctor, right? The foot doctor can't tell you nothing about your heart. He can't even begin to tell you anything, give you no advice on your heart if he only deal with your feet.
right.
Right. So why would we go to the foot doctor about a heart?
Yeah.
I know. I'm saying you're going to the foot doctor, right?
Mhm.
He can't give you no advice on your heart because he don't study that. He don't nothing about
Right.
your heart.
Okay.
He can't even critique you on your weight. He like, man, listen, you overweight. But he a foot doctor. He not going to tell you that. He not going to give you advice on how to lose weight. He worrying about your feet.
Okay.
That's it. So, okay. So how somebody that only deal with your feet going to criticize or critique your body weight? They only listen. That's not their job. That's not. What's up, Jay? That's not their focal point. Their focal point is, I'm worried about your feet. Yo, you got discolor in your feet. And why you have discolor in your feet. They only can tell you and advise you on that. They can't critique nothing else about your body. First of all, by law,
That's not true, though.
do that. They can't tell.
That's not true, though. That's not true.
By law. Bro, they not telling you nothing else. They like, listen.
Some doctors can tell by your feet of what's going bad up in your upper body.
On your organs.
On your organs, yeah. So that's
I listen
because a lot of times your feet is the problem that's inside your upper body.
Yep.
All right, but look, what they're going to do is, like I said, see, it's only reflecting what I'm saying. Look, they're going to advise you to go to your personal doctor.
Right.
That's what they're going to tell you.
Did you say advise? Did you say advise?
He did, because he knows that.
Yes, they're going to advise.
He only knows.
They're going to advise you. That's
Yeah.
it. He said, look, I don't know what's going on, right? But I think you should go to your personal doctor and check that out.
This is you saying.
I can't give you no advice on that because I really don't know. As somebody said, a pediatric has a medical degree, and because they have the baseline in medicine, they can tell you that you are overweight.
That's true.
He said a pediatric.
So you saying the foot doctor could teach your body, right? He said, "Damn, something might be real wrong." Listen, something might be wrong with your.
Thing you can do is because based on your kidneys.
So he can advise you.
Say kidneys.
Okay.
Look, he give you advice. I think you should go to your personal doctor and get a physical because there's a possible you might have some kidney damage. You got what I'm saying? That's all they give you advice. They're not critiquing your body. Why they're not going to say, oh well, you know what, you overweight and that's why you look like this. They're not going to do that. They're going to say, look, I'm going to give you advice. My advice to you, because I'm looking at your feet and this color, I think you should go and check your physician and do a whole full body and check your organs because something is might be wrong. That's what
they both the same.
They're going to give you advice. They're not. They no, man, they not. Okay. Mr. Black, Mr. Black, are you still there, Mr. Black? Listen, let's see. Positive criticism.
We right, man. You don't want he don't want to be wrong.
We gotta guess. It's not about right or wrong. It's not about right or wrong. It's not.
What we just trying to say is they equal the same. They both work hand in hand. That's all we saying.
What
critique and advice work hand in hand.
Advice?
Yeah, they work hand in hand.
That's not what we're talking about. We ain't talking about working hand in hand. We talking about
what are we talking about?
We talking about don't try to change it up on me. Don't try to swing me up. Is they the same? That's it. You is not the same.
They are the same in a lot of ways. They are the same. They have a lot of similarities. They are the same. And whereas in certain areas they different. But when it comes down to the bottom line, they have great similarities in both of the words. Do you agree, Tanika?
I do.
Thank you.
They have similarities. What has similarities? Advice and
criticism.
You said critique and advice together. You said them both together one time. In your explanation.
Look, I said after I criticize, or not even say we can say critique their body, then I gave them advice. I said the doctor. The doctor is going to look. You go to the doctor. I told you go get a physician. You go to get a physical, right? They're going to examine your body. After they examine your body, right? They're doing an analysis on your body. That's in the form of critiquing your body because based on what they see. Now, after they do that, they give you advice. They can't give you advice.
Equals advice. It is the same.
Listen, they can't give you. Look, they can't give you on advice on something they don't know what's going on. Exactly. So if they critique you, they only could give you advice after they have done their analysis, after they done their examination. Now they can give you advice. If they don't know that you have a heart condition, if they don't do a blood work on you, they can't tell you have diabetes. They can't just look at you and say, oh, you got diabetes. You know what they can do? They say, you know what? It looks like you possibly could be a diabetic or you could be high. Mm-hmm. They can't tell you just by looking at you, oh, you got high blood pressure. They got to do analysis on you first. And then they'll be able to give you the advice on what you need to do to bring your high blood pressure down. They can't just look at a person and say, oh, you might have high blood pressure. Oh, you might be diabetic because they fat. No, it's fat people in the world that's not diabetic.
Who do you know that's fat?
High blood pressure. I'm gonna keep it. See, I'm gonna be transparent. I'm gonna be transparent. Me, I don't have neither one of them, and I'm overweight.
Well, you ain't fat like that though. You're not fat like that.
No. Bro, I don't care. I'm overweight, but I ain't got neither one of them. Now,
the problem is you put workout. You go to the gym, so you put the workout in. That keeps you from being like that, right?
Hey, look. Hey, yo, somebody said, Chef Dennis, you are a chef and a podcaster. So you can, hold up. How can you tell a doctor what they can say? They can't say. You as a chef are giving advice to a doctor. You are doing exactly
That's what. True. So you critiquing.
Can't do. Hey, hold up. Hey, Mr. Black, that's exactly what I am saying. So you just thank you. I appreciate it. You are absolutely right, sir. You absolutely right. Say it. I wish you could come on and tell them. That's exactly what I'm saying. Yes. Bell's over. Knockout. That's the round is over. It's over, y'all. It's over. Y'all want to read what he said again? You want me to read what he said again?
I'm ready.
Okay, let's go. That's what I'm talking about. Let's go, baby. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah. Got some right. That's it. No, I ain't got no. That's what I'm talking about. Fred Jennifer. That's what I'm talking about. He said, Chef Dennis, you are a chef. He said,
Damn, you know what's crazy? Every
How
time I go
can
look
you
at the
tell-
comments,
how can
they kick me out.
yeah.
You can't look at it from your phone.
He said, how can you tell a doctor what they can't say? You as a chef are giving advice to a doctor. Oh yeah, I know it. That's right.
Well, you could
are
wait.
doing
Come out.
exactly.
You could give a doctor advice. You could tell him, listen,
Hey, bro,
something's wrong with my heart, or something's wrong. I'm feeling weak. I don't have no energy. That's giving advice to your doctor to give you something that will help you feel better. So you could give advice to your doctor. Do you agree with that?
Hey man,
because only you know your body, and the doctor doesn't know your body.
Mr. Black said it all. Mr. Black said it all.
You can answer my question though.
Listen,
answer my question.
Because I can't answer you no more because you talking foolishness now. Mr. Black
true though? So you mean to tell me?
Truth, and that's it.
You mean to tell me you go to the doctor and the doctor look at you and say, "Hey boy, you okay?" No, in order to go to the doctor, something might got to be wrong with you to go see the doctor. You agree with that?
He gonna look at me if I tell him. If I tell the doctor, I say, "Doc, you know what you need?" I say, "You need to go swimming more because then make you slimmer."
No, you're not giving the doctor advice. I'm talking about you. Yeah. And you go to the doctor and be like, "Hey doc, I'm not breathing well. Something's wrong with me. Something inside is wrong with me." He gonna say, "Okay, let me find out." Right? So you have to give advice to the doctor to let him know that something's inside of you is wrong in order for him to check that.
He said, if I have health problems, I would go to my pediatric before I go to my chef. Of course, pediatric, you ain't no kid. That's for children.
Where he at? That's what's wrong with Mr. Black. He's just seeing kid doctors.
What are you doing?
Tanika, we ain't getting no advice from Mr. Black.
Hey, Fred, what you laughing at? Fred.
Huh?
Fred.
Yeah.
That's the wrong word. That's the wrong word. I said the wrong word, bro.
You said the wrong word. You said the wrong. You said the wrong word.
It's podiatrist.
Oh. So when you get
pediatrics, I corrected Mr. Black.
We going over Mr. Black, and you got the wrong word out.
Right.
I know. I corrected wrong. I'm sorry. That's the wrong word. See, look. I'm humble. I said it wrong. Most people won't say, "Oh, I ain't know what you're talking about." I said it wrong. That's what I did. Okay. Thank you very much.
So then he corrected you. So he gave you advice for the right word to say.
He said, "Huh?" Yeah. No.
So he gave you advice to say the right word to say.
Because he critiqued you.
He critiqued it.
Podiatrist. No, podiatrist.
Yo, T. Me and you on the same page. So he critiqued the word to give you advice.
No.
So is that advice what he just gave you?
Don't try to put that on it. No, you ain't give me no advice. You did.
Because I'm thinking he going to a kid that's 16 years old.
Oh, this is too much, y'all.
Oh man. Listen, man, I'm gonna have to close up this shop, man. I'm gonna have to get up out of here. Yo, it was great. Yo, Fred, next week, bro.
I'm here Monday. We can try something else. Let me know.
All right, bro.
All right, y'all. Bye, T.
All right.
I said your name, Tanika.
Good night, guys.
Bye. I ain't getting no more trouble.